This is the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial and diamond expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping our show on Thursday, March 20th, 2014. Normally we tape on Friday, but Harold has a travel day tomorrow. Our time is 8:43 in the morning Mountain. Radio show runs on your favorite radio stations. Also, the shows are archived. You can stream them at HESradio.com and RareColoredDiamonds.com. We have a podcast through iTunes. The radio show is portable. We go anywhere you do with your portable device via iTunes. Have iTunes on your portable device, subscribe to the podcast, and you can listen to our show anywhere you go. Should remind you, Harold does daily market commentary. Find it on his websites. Also, on the podcast site. As we tape this show on Thursday morning, it was interesting to note that Richard Russell, a person who's been writing the Dow Theory letters, and he's a man in his 80s now, been writing them for over 60 years, came out and said, silver is the greatest buy in the world today. Can markets be neurotic or hysterical? Markets are made by people, and currently I believe we have a lot of semi-hysterical people in this market. Stocks are not cheap. My feeling is there's only few bargains around. Silver and gold. I bought a batch of American Eagle 1-ounce silver bullion coins today on the temporary weakness in silver. I believe silver is the single biggest bargain around at today's prices. I understand that physical silver is so scarce that the U.S. government is buying silver in the open market in order to mint its coins. On the other hand, my local dealer says there's plenty of silver available, but I wonder for how long. Richard Russell, though, the guru for over 60 years writing the Dow Theory letters, silver is the greatest buy in the world today. Now, in the news front, Crimea voted to join Russia. Geopolitical tensions continue between Russia and the West. Sanctions against Russia are now in place. The Chinese currency yuan, it had its worst losses in years this week, and China quite happy to let it go down as it helps its exports. Food inflation, a huge concern. In fact, in February, you had food inflation up almost 5%. They think for the whole year it could be up 3.5%. And beef prices up substantially this month. Gold and silver, we were doing very well, getting into some technical areas where we could see a major breakout, and then we've had a big pullback, some believe due to geopolitical easing, which we don't quite agree with or understand. And also the Fed came out yesterday and said they are going to leave interest rates where they are, but they tapered again. $55 billion a month. They will be buying their own bonds, mortgage, and obviously treasuries over the next month or so before they believe they're going to taper right down to nothing in the next 6 months. So from $55 billion to nothing in the next 6 months, according to Janet Yellen, who's the new Fed head. And then they say they believe they can start raising interest rates. We don't personally believe this is going to happen, but that is the plan that the Fed has put out. As a result, you saw stock market take a major hit. We saw hard assets go down as well. And Harold, we should remind everyone, auction coming up on Wednesday, March 26th, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain. And we have added some outstanding new diamonds. HSFineAuctions.com is the website. Go there, take a look around, sign up for the auction on Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain. Some stunning, stunning diamonds that we have to offer, but sort of a crazy week. And I think the Fed, in my personal opinion, hearing what she had to say, they're at $55 billion, tapering down, they believe, over the next 6 months to zero, start raising interest rates. I think this is very wishful thinking. A lot of people believe that they could actually be in a position due to a poor economy where they have to crank up quantitative easing, not pull it back at some point.
I'm shaking my head, Randy. I just don't understand what these guys think they're doing because it just doesn't make any sense. You know, we had a really nice run in gold and in silver since the beginning of the year. In actual fact, we saw gold come down to its support level of 1180 in that area. And then we saw a strong rally that took us through three major resistance levels and brought us all the way up to $1,400 gold. And then this week, actually, as we're taping the show on Thursday, we've seen the market drop $70. Now, I can read charts, and I've been in this business 35 years, and I certainly know how to read the markets, and I know what's happening fundamentally and geopolitically. It makes no sense for gold to drop $70 in 1 week or in less than a week based on basically no news. Now, the dollar did strengthen a bit. It's at 80.23, but that certainly doesn't, give us a $70 drop in gold because the dollar went up, about a half a penny. So, again, I don't like what I'm seeing in that sense because gold was doing what it was supposed to be doing. It was starting to rally. It held support at 1180. It went through the 1270 level. It went through the 13.25 level. Went through 1375 and almost broke 1400. So why would gold make such a large move going from 1180 all the way up to 1400, a $220 move, and then for basically no reason pull back $70? Fact is that what the Federal Reserve is going to do, and again, you're talking about, the Federal Reserve. So where does somebody like myself, get to say or doubt what they're saying? Because they keep on making these stupid mistakes and they keep doing things that just don't make any sense. And the bottom line is that the U.S. recovery never really happened. By putting in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, going all the way back to 2008 when the markets plummeted, trying to get the market back on track by putting all this money back into the market, the sole reason was to get the U.S. economy back on track, to get people working again, to get companies that were on the verge of bankruptcy back into business. They bailed out McDonald's and General Motors and Chrysler and General Electric and all the major banks, and they did everything that they had to do in order to try to get the economy back on track, and it took trillions of dollars in which to do so. In fact, the U.S. government is almost $20 trillion in debt at this particular point. Now, most people that view the economy as such and say that with all the trillions of dollars that were put back into the marketplace, there's hardly been any new jobs. The new jobs that are created are primarily part-time jobs or they're lesser paying jobs. It doesn't seem to matter to the government as long as they can show an increase in people going back to work. But people that were making $50,000 a year are now making $20,000 a year. They showed a report the other day that 25% of all Americans have less than $1,000 to their name for retirement. $1,000. So how good could the U.S. economy be doing, and why would they even consider raising interest rates? Because a rise in interest rates is absolutely going to kill the stock market and real estate market. So I truly don't believe that that's going to happen, and if they are foolish enough to actually do it, they'll reverse it fairly quickly because they're going to see what the ramifications are. The only reason that the U.S. stock market, the Dow Jones, has gone up in value is because they put $20 trillion back into the U.S. economy, and basically it hasn't worked. They hoped it would work, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't have done what they tried to do, but it just isn't working. The middle class is in terrible trouble. They've lost so much money, they don't have the good jobs, and they have no shot. They just have no shot of getting better. And then you've got so many people that went from middle class to the poor status. And now that the government takes care of it, because they're basically a socialist government here, they take care of the poor and they steal from the rich. They're the Robin Hoods. Basically, it's a very, very difficult time in the United States. So do I believe that they're going to raise interest rates? No, I don't believe that they're going to raise interest rates. It would be the stupidest thing that they could do unless they see the economy actually recovering, and I just don't see it, nor does most people that are intelligently looking at this market. So again, you're going to continue to get volatility in the market. At this particular point, we're holding the 13.25 level, and that's very important. And we will see, again, where the market goes from there. I'd like to see the 13.25 level hold, start to build that as a strong base, and see the market move forward from there. Again, geopolitically, there's so much trouble throughout the world. I don't see how in the world gold would have dropped $70 when you have such a severe situation in Russia, the Ukraine. Israel is getting sick and tired of the United States not helping them. And I believe, and I've been reading strong reports, that Israel's going to go after Iran. You got Israel going to go after Iran. You've got a major situation with Russia and the Ukraine, but the United States is getting involved and going to, and has already started, with sanctions against Russia. I just don't see Putin backing down. I know he doesn't like Obama. He's got no respect for Obama, and I just don't see Putin backing down from this at all. So I see some major problems moving forward. And don't forget, Russia, China, Iran are all tight. And that's a real situation that deserves, some real concern, because you're talking three areas in the world that don't like the United States. And at this particular point, with us bringing sanctions, or the U.S. bringing sanctions against Russia, I just don't see how that's going to end pretty. So, again, I don't see this downturn in the metals lasting very long at all. I see the market actually skyrocketing because of what's happening between Russia, the Ukraine, and soon what's going to happen with the United States. I see some major problems there. I don't see Russia backing down, and I don't see the U.S. backing down, and I see some problems heading forward. Oil market's been all over the place. The oil market's still over $100, but it did pull back about $8. And I do believe that we will see oil remain over 100 and possibly get as high as 120 to 150 this year, depending on what happens. Don't forget, Russia is a huge producer of oil. And if there are sanctions against Russia, you're going to see the price of oil increase substantially. If Israel and Iran get after it, get into it, then you're going to see another increase in oil. So all in all, I like the oil market very much. I like the gold and silver market very much. I just don't see any way that market is going to stay down, not with the geopolitical situations happening at this time. Again, disappointing week in the sense that this market shouldn't have sold off $70 in gold. Silver didn't get hit as badly as gold did, but again, I do believe that silver and gold are excellent investments at this point, extremely important based on everything that's happening. And again, if the U.S. economy by some miracle does, again, it would be a miracle for it to improve. A lot of people still believe that the U.S. is in a recession. So again, I'm not bullish on the economy here in the U.S. I'm a Canadian living in the U.S. for 32 years now, and this is where I make my living primarily. But again, I watch these markets. I watch what happens in the marketplace, and I'm not convinced in any way that we're in a good situation. So I continue to not only hold gold and silver, but I would look to buy. I think that silver is an excellent buy at $20 because we believe that we'll eventually see $100 silver, which is 500% return from where the market is at this point. Again, it's imperative that you own these metals physically because you don't want to be in the banking system at this particular point. There's just too much fear, and there's too many problems happening in the banking systems, not only in the U.S., but all over the world. And China, by the way, is another area of major concern because China is not doing well, and the numbers that are coming out of China are not showing the growth that they expected. And again, China is China, and we're going to see some problems there too. So, again, very important to be in the type of assets that are going to maintain their value, increase in value, and that is gold, silver, and certain diamonds are amongst the best investments that you can make at this time. Again, Randy, we saw a $70 drop in gold for apparently no substantial reason whatsoever, and all I see is that the gold market and the silver market has got to go substantially higher with all the factors laying out in front of us.
You need an insurance policy in your portfolio today. In fact, in China, they came out and warned investors to prepare for waves of bankruptcies. The world's second largest economy is facing serious challenges, and many companies with high debts are being forced to hit the wall. We do not know what this will mean in the future for the markets, but one thing we do know, you need that insurance policy in your portfolio, gold and silver. There's only one company Harold recommends you use, that is Worldwide Precious Metals, a Canadian company out of Vancouver. Their website is wwpmc.com. The telephone number, 1-866-623-2002. They have been in business for over 10 years, and they're the experts that you can trust and work with in this very specialized market recommended by Harold. Start your own precious metals investment account today. All gold is allocated either wholesale or premium. Worldwide is there to help you maximize profit, minimize risk. You will have instant liquidity in and out of the market with just a phone call, 24/7 online access. The metal can be stored on your behalf, insured to the full value of your investment. Ask about domestic or foreign storage and premium storage in specific coin and bar form. Stored metal is outside the banking system. The metal also can be delivered to your door. Worldwide has worldwide access to the physical bullion you want today. Take advantage of this pullback in the market. As Richard Russell, as we mentioned off the top of the show, he believes that silver is the go-to investment right now. He said last week as well, I have become increasingly interested in silver. Unlike gold, silver is actually used up in manufacturing. Silver is a great conductor of electricity and has thousands of commercial uses. From what I understand, there's currently a world shortage of silver. The United States reserves of silver are practically depleted. I like silver and think it's a buy here. That from Richard Russell of the Dow Theory Letters. If you agree, connect with Worldwide Precious Metals. Start your own precious metals investment account. www.pmc.com. Telephone number 1-866-623-2002. 1-866-623-2002. The website, www.pmc.com. And if you have any questions or concerns about the markets, let them educate you and earn your business. Don't forget, coming up on Wednesday, March 26th, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, Harold has another auction, hsfineauctions.com, another auction. We'll talk about that later in the show, the second half of the show. We've had new diamonds added, and they are absolutely spectacular. You do not want to miss the second half of the show when we talk about our auction coming up for HS Fine Auctions on Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain. One of the top stories this week comes from Gerald Celente. And I think he puts it best. When stimulus stops, the economy slows. It's a very simple formula. And that's obviously what the Fed is trying to do as they taper down from $85 billion to nothing, and with the hope of raising interest rates at some point. Listening to Janet Yellen, there was quite a distortion between the prospects for job growth and, of course, inflation. That's another of the concerns out there in Europe and the United States, deflation. There are two worlds out there. The phony world, where the Fed lives. And then there's the real world of inflation that people feel every time they stick the nozzle of the gas pump into their car and go shopping for food. Food inflation continues to rise, and it's only getting worse. Everything is going up from utility bills to rent, insurance, property taxes, but none of that, according to the Fed, is inflationary. As an example, electricity bills here in the Hudson Valley, where he lives, just went up a staggering 38% in February and are expected to jump another 18% this month. Residential gas costs up 25%. So people have a lot less to spend, and the data shows they are also earning a lot less in terms of real incomes. So these twin body blows are very hard for the average citizen. Meanwhile, Yellen pretends the economy is rebounding. As I look at this, it's very clear the Fed does not know where it's going. And the journey up to now has been guesswork. And guess what? It's not going to work. There's no way they're going to be able to raise interest rates, cut back tapering, and expect the economy to grow at any kind of sizable rate. In fact, you can start looking for economic declines as the Fed tapering increases and interest rates rise. Now, he goes on to say at some point, the Fed is going to have to put more stimulus in. They're going to have to juice the economy. The economy cannot sustain itself. The economy could not even sustain itself with $85 billion a month of stimulus, and it could not sustain itself with interest rates at record lows. You're not going to start to see the equity markets respond very violently. He says you are going to start to see the equity markets respond very violently, particularly those in the emerging markets. So I fully expect the Fed to have some kind of new stimulus program. Maybe they call it Yellenomics, just like they do in Japan, Abenomics. But just as it's a failure in Japan, Yellenomics will be a failure as well. there's no way out for the Fed because they're going to have to juice the economy and increase bond purchases just to keep the fragile economy from imploding. And Harold, I think Gerald Celente, who's a trend forecaster and economist, he really puts it all together there when he was interviewed by King World News and Eric King. He really puts it all together there in that interview, that excerpt that we read. That's where we find ourselves today, and we have about 3 minutes left in our segment.
You bet. Again, a lot of people that do write for King World, even though they sensationalize things quite a bit, the fact is that these are very, very intelligent people with tremendous track records and reputations. So I do agree 100%. Again, I just don't see how in the world this is sustainable. So I do believe that if they do start to raise interest rates, they won't raise them for long because it's going to affect the stock market and real estate market. And the fact is that the U.S. government and the Federal Reserve is saying that there's less than 2% inflation in the United States. So what is the need to raise interest rates if there's no inflation? But we know there is inflation because of the report you just read. And again, it's obvious with $100 oil to $110 oil and food prices skyrocketing that is the major form of inflation. It really doesn't matter what the government says because when people cannot afford to eat anymore, just like in Venezuela where a friend of mine paid $100 for a loaf of bread and $300 or $400 for a pound of chopped meat, again, you could see a very similar situation happening in other parts of the world. So, again, there is inflation, and if they do raise interest rates here, that would be the reason to do it, to raise interest rates because of inflation. So it's counterproductive. If they say there is no inflation, what's the need to raise interest rates? It makes no sense to me. Again, I do believe that we are in the right, 100% in the right area. You want to continue to be in the hard asset market, which is gold, silver, and diamonds, and we'll get through these difficult times, and we'll be in a very good situation financially.
One of the interesting quotes this week came in from James Turk. The U.S. government recently released the annual audit of its accounts as of September 30th, 2013. By its own reckoning, the U.S. government's negative net worth is $16.9 trillion. That's trillion with a T. And that doesn't even include all the other liabilities for which it's on the hook and not reported in its annual accounts. So you heard right. The United States, by their own admission, September 30th, 2013, they have a negative net worth of $16.9 trillion. And as a result, James Turk goes on to believe that gold and silver ultimately will rule the day. Connect with Worldwide Precious Metals. They're the company that Harold recommends you use when it comes to investing in gold and silver. Gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Let them educate you about this hard asset market. Connect with them, wwpmc.com. The telephone number, 1-866-623-2002, 1-866-623-2002, wwpmc.com. Harold's website for diamonds is rarecoloreddiamonds.com and hsfineauctions.com. The next auction is coming up on March 26th, this week, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain. And we have recently added some auction items. We'll talk about them as the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall, continues right after this. Welcome back to the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel. My name is Randy Marshall. Joining us via the telephone, our financial and diamond expert, Harold Siegel. We're taping the show on Thursday, March 20th, 2014. Normally we tape on Friday. Harold has a travel day tomorrow. Our time is 9:08 Mountain. Radio show runs on your favorite radio stations. The shows are archived on Harold's websites, hesradio.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. You can listen anytime at your convenience. They're always streaming. And we have a podcast through iTunes. We go anywhere on your portable device through iTunes. Subscribe to the radio show, and it will come to you every week. You can listen to it at your convenience. Harold does daily market commentary on his website. You can find it on the podcast site as well. There's only one company Harold recommends you use when it comes to investing in gold and silver, platinum, palladium, Worldwide Precious Metals. Out of Vancouver, British Columbia, a leading Canadian and really worldwide precious metals bullion dealer recommended by Harold for over 10 years. They're the experts to trust and work with in this very specialized market. Start your own precious metals investment account today. All gold is allocated, either wholesale or premium. Worldwide is there to help you maximize profit and minimize risk. You will have instant liquidity in and out of the market with just a phone call, 24/7 online access. The metal can be stored on your behalf, insured to the full value of your investment. Ask about domestic or foreign storage and premium storage in specific coin and bar form. Stored metal is outside the banking system, which is so important with the bail-ins that have happened. The metal can be delivered to your door. Worldwide has worldwide access to the physical precious metals you want today. Can connect with them. wwpmc.com. Telephone number 1-866-623-2002. Harold has an auction coming up. His website is hsfineauctions.com. The auction is this week. It will be our best auction ever, without a doubt. March 26th, Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain Time. Harold's website for diamonds is rarecoloreddiamonds.com. Our featured diamond of the week is a 1.34 carat radiant cut fancy intense yellow internally flawless diamond. This is an absolutely stunning diamond that is a must-see on the website at rarecoloreddiamonds.com. You can get our free weekly newsletter from Harold. Connect with him at rarecoloreddiamonds.com or call 1-800-432-1022. He'll be happy to send out to you via email, free of charge, every week, our free weekly newsletter. And we have in our newsletter, and you can see it online at hsfineauctions.com, the catalog for the auction coming up on Wednesday. And Harold, you have added some diamonds, and I was going through late last night finishing up our newsletter, and you have added some diamonds that are absolutely stunning. There's one that really caught my attention. There was a 0.45 carat pear-cut fancy vivid orange yellow diamond. Absolutely amazing. Also, for those that like heart-shaped diamonds, a 0.21 carat heart-cut fancy purplish pink argyle diamond, and that is a heart-shaped. And there, you even have a blue diamond, Harold. Let's talk about the blue diamond.
Well, the blue diamond is obviously very, very rare. It's a 0.23, but it's a VS2 and it's a pure fancy blue. And if that isn't enough, it's in one of the rarest cuts. It's in a baguette. So, just a very, very rare and beautiful diamond that I bought right and have had, in my collection for a little while. And it is absolutely a stunning, stunning diamond. Obviously, blues are amongst the best diamonds in the world and return the most at auction. So the auction itself, as you mentioned, Randy, is just going to be spectacular. It's on the 26th. It starts at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to have probably our biggest attendance from all over the world. From China, we have people, from Australia, from New Zealand, from all over Europe, from Canada and the United States. And again, it's a real spectacular auction. We like to start off with some beautiful coin sets. A lot of our clients are into hard assets, and we have some of the most beautiful coin sets imaginable. The first one is the Natura Proof set. It's the Wildcats of Africa, the cheetah. It's one of the most beautiful sets I've ever owned. They only made 1,000 of them, and they're 24 karat gold, and there's 4 coins in the set. It's absolutely breathtaking. You just won't be able to take your eyes off of it. It's that beautiful. Then we have 2 platinum coin sets. One of them is the Australian Koala 2003 proof issue. It's a half-ounce platinum coin, but then the granddaddy comes up right after that, and it's the Australian Koala 2003 proof issue 2-ounce platinum coin, worth in the range of about $6,000. They only minted 350 of these pieces. There's a Finland Euro triple set. It's absolutely an amazing set. It's a big set. You get a lot of euro coins, and because we do believe down the road that the euro will not be here forever, it's a great collector's item that could actually return a very, very nice return to you financially. Then we have a very, very rare silver kilo coin. It's the silver kilo Aztec coin. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's so magnificently displayed. It's one of my favorite coins. I actually had 3 of them. one I'm keeping for my private collection, one I auctioned off before, and this is the other one that we will auction. It's just an amazing piece. It breaks my heart to sell them, but it's imperative that we continue to build our auction business. That's why I'm sacrificing some of my own pieces. And then probably what will end up being the most popular piece of all is the Vatican set from 2004. This is part of the set that Pope John Paul II was buried with. And you would not believe what I had to do to get it. I literally had to, because they were only sold in Vatican City, and people lined up for 2 days in which to get them. I had to wire money to Vatican City to people that I didn't even really know and trust them that they were going to do the right thing. And I ended up getting a few of these Vatican sets. I'm putting one of them up for auction because it's such an important set. And again, anybody who does end up with it has got something that most people in their life will never, ever see. Then we start to get into our magnificent diamonds. We're going to start with our smaller diamonds, but these are argyles, and it's a princess cut, which is one of the rarest cut and one of the rarest colors. It's a fancy deep pink argyle. In actual fact, what most people don't know is sometimes deep pinks can be recut into reds. So when you look at the color of this diamond, it's almost red in color. It's one of my favorite cuts, which is a princess cut, and it's a diamond that's going to start bidding at about $13,000. We value the diamond at about $50,000. So somebody's going to end up with this magnificent deep pink princess cut argyle. Next one is a 21-point heart-shaped fancy purplish pink argyle. All you have to do is look at the GI reports and the videos to understand how magnificent these diamonds are. Then comes that beautiful blue. In most cases, most people in this world will never, ever get to see a blue diamond. But there is one on the website, and it's a pure fancy blue. It's around 1/4 of a carat. It's one of the rarest cuts you'll ever see. It's called a baguette, and it's a VS2 clarity. It's a diamond that's going to definitely sell. I mean, blues are amongst the most sought-after diamonds in the world, and again, it's very exciting for us to be able to put this beautiful blue diamond up on our website for the auction coming up on the 26th. Then we start getting into the larger argyles, the 32-point pear-shaped fancy intense pink argyle worth about $70,000. The opening bid is going to be at $16,000. So there's going to be some phenomenal buys. There's a 32-point round, brilliant, fancy purplish pink argyle that will literally take your breath away. Then the diamonds that Randy was talking about, the 34-point heart shape. Fancy, vivid, orangey yellow diamond. When you look at the video on this diamond, you're not going to believe what you're going to see, because not only is it vivid, but it's a combination of yellow and orange, and you'll very seldom ever see a diamond as beautiful as this one. On top of that, the next one's a 36-point princess cut, fancy purplish pink argyle. It's worth $50,000. We're going to start the bidding at $15,000. Then comes this 43-point princess cut, fancy, vivid, orangey yellow diamond. When you look at the video, again, you're just not going to believe your eyes when you see how magnificent this diamond is. Again, the combination of yellow and orange, and being that it's vivid in color, oh my God, it's just phenomenal. And these are very deep saturations. These are investment quality diamonds that you'll really never see anywhere in the marketplace. Then we're getting into the big 45-point oval, fancy, intense pink argyles worth about $95,000. Starting bid's going to be at $22,000. People are going to get phenomenal deals on some very good investment diamonds on next Wednesday. The 45-point pear shape, fancy, vivid, orangey yellow diamond. Randy and I have been talking about this diamond all morning because, again, the color on it is just something that's almost indescribable. It's that beautiful. Now we get into the really big diamonds, the 51-point emerald cut, very rare, fancy orangey pink argyle. You know, these diamonds sell at auction, and at the last auction that we had, not our auction, but Christie's had, I believe, these were the diamonds that went up more than any other diamond percentage-wise. It was a combination of orange and pink. So orange is very rare. Orange is really a combination of yellow and red. So when you see a diamond like, for example, that 45-point pear-shaped vivid orange yellow diamond, it's really got red, yellow, and red, yellow, and orange in that diamond. That's how magnificent that diamond is. Then we've got a very large 58-point round fancy orangey pink argyle that is so beautiful, but add to it, it's a VS2 clarity, one of the best diamonds you're ever going to see. When you look at the diamond next, the 62-point radiant cut, fancy, vivid yellowish orange, make sure you're wearing sunglasses or something to cover you. I've never seen a diamond as orange as this vivid yellowish orange diamond. Orange is a predominant color. It is so beautiful. You're just not going to believe how magnificent the diamond is. And then, we do not sell these that often, but this was a diamond, a piece that I had to bring out because it's so rare and special. It's a 3.06 carat oval, fancy vivid, it's a vivid blue sapphire ring. Now, very, very seldom will a sapphire ever be graded as vivid. And when they are graded as vivid, 9 times out of 10, or actually 99 times out of 100, it's been heat treated. This diamond has not been. It comes with a report from the top gemstone report lab that actually grades these type of diamonds, and this particular diamond, they actually give it a vivid color, a royal blue, with no indication of thermal treatment. It's one of the rarest sapphires you'll ever see. It's encrusted in diamonds. It's worth over $90,000. It's one of the most beautiful rings I've ever seen in my lifetime, and that particular ring is going to start off at $20,000, and its estimated value is $90,000. If you could ever find anything like it, I've never seen a vivid blue sapphire diamond that compares to this that has not been heat treated. So the auction itself is going to be outrageous. It's going to be one of the best auctions we ever had, and the last auction we had was the best we ever had because we had 18 pieces up and all 18 pieces sold. We know we're getting more and more people involved because where most of the time the auctions lasted an hour, the last auction lasted an hour and a half because we had so many bids on certain diamonds. It started off with the coins. The coins, were so popular and so many people were bidding on them that we had massive amounts of business that came from our beautiful coin part of the auction. But then there was an orange diamond, a very rare orange diamond. It was only 1/3 of a carat, a 0.35. It was a pure orange. That diamond had 35 bids on it. That's how popular this is getting. So, again, I've had to sacrifice many of the diamonds from my personal collection that I've had over the last 10 or 15 or even 20 years. But the fact is that this is our future. 8 Seagull Fine Auctions is the only company of its kind. It's a virtual auction website where people can attend from all over the world as long as they have their computer with them. And it's a live auction. It's not like an eBay auction where there's no enthusiasm, there's no sales, all you do is type in your bid. This is live, and it's exciting, and it's attracting attention by some of the biggest people in the world at this time. We have things coming up with our auction that you will not believe. And again, I'm going to report it to you as it happens, but we are taking this auction business to a totally different level. That's why I'm sacrificing part of my own diamonds and coins to hold these auctions. At this particular point, nobody is selling Argyle pinks. If you own an Argyle pink, you've only got 6 years for the mine to close down, and that's when your biggest payday is going to come. These diamonds can go up 8 to 10 times or more what the present day prices are. And on this particular auction, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 Argyle pink diamonds up for auction. Those diamonds will make you a fortune going forward, and it's only 6 years until the Argyle mine closes down. I can also assure you, and this is very important that you understand this, the Argyle mine has been in operation since 1986. It's the largest producing diamond mine in the world. It produces 30 million carats of diamonds a year. That's an awful lot of diamonds. But do you realize that 95% of those diamonds are white industrial diamonds, not investment quality? They're used to cut other diamonds. They're used for diamond powder and diamond, things like that to cut other diamonds. So, in actual fact, when you look at the Argyle mine, of all the 30 million carats of diamonds that come out of that mine, about 200 to 300 carats are investment quality diamonds. Even if they're Argyle pinks or Argyle diamonds, but they have brown in them, like these brownish pinks or whatever that are coming out now, they're not beautiful, so they're not investment quality. In fact, Argyle produces a lot of diamonds that are not investment quality diamonds. It's a very minute amount. That's why this is such a specific business that you really need to know what you're doing. So we're bringing to you some of the most amazing diamonds. Again, with all the diamonds that Argyle produces, hardly any of them are considered investment quality, and the ones that are, you're going to find on our website. We also had said last week that we had up on our site one of the rarest Argyles ever, and it was an orange-yellow Argyle. I've never, ever seen one before, and it's sold privately to one of our best clients up in the Northwest Territories. Again, I'm very, very pleased that it was purchased. Again, it would have been an amazing thing to see it go to auction, but again, we had 5 individuals call on that diamond the day after the radio show, and we did sell it privately. So this auction is going to be outrageous. There's going to be diamonds there that you'll never, ever see again, and these diamonds can make you a fortune moving forward. These are the hard assets you want to own, and I'm really looking forward to this auction coming up on Wednesday, March the 26th, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Mountain.
Breaking news, Obama, the President of the United States, issues executive order authorizing economic sanctions against Russia. So you can bet geopolitical tensions will heighten, and that's why we're saying have hard assets in your portfolio. Have diamonds, gold, and silver as well. Connect with Harold. Learn about the incredible world of rare colored diamonds at rarecolorediamonds.com. There's a learning center there. There's videos that you can watch. You can get a certificate. You can educate yourself about this exciting market. Our featured diamond of the week is a 1.34 carat radiant cut, fancy intense yellow, internally flawless. And that is our featured diamond of the week from rarecoloreddiamonds.com. And once you've gone to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, go immediately to hsfineauctions.com and click on Next Auction. The next auction is Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, and you can run through the catalog. And Harold, one thing that your son Jonathan came up with, which I think is very important for those that may not be around during the time the auction is on, is a system where you can place a bid prior to the auction, and it will be registered on your behalf, which I think is very important.
It is, and it was very important because, again, we have people from all over the world that attend the auction, but the time difference can restrict people from attending. So basically, it's an automated bidding system that you can actually bid on these diamonds or coins or whatever's on the auction site without even attending. So, again, that's a great feature. We also just are almost finished our learning center, but you can go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com. You can go to the Investing in Diamonds section, and you can sign up for the Learning Center, and we'll send you a link for it, and you can just view it and learn everything you need to know about the diamond business. In fact, I'm very proud of it. It's something that took an awful lot of time. We had to have our friends from Relentless Technologies in Vancouver fly down here to Florida, do all the taping and interviews and everything. They did a phenomenal job. But soon you're going to be able to take a test on our website and actually get a diploma when you pass a test on diamonds. So, again, we're very excited with all the things that we have coming up. We've got the auction, got the Learning Center. The diamond business is on fire. People are petrified in Europe. They're petrified in Russia. And the fact is that as we start to see things really start to unfold, diamonds are one of the most important assets you could ever own. They're portable private wealth. They never decline in value. It's like real estate in your pocket. You could walk around with $1 million diamond in your pocket and nobody would even know about it. The fact is that the majority of our clients don't buy multi-million-dollar diamonds. They buy diamonds in the 20,000 range, the 50,000 range, the 100,000 range. You can get involved in a yellow flawless diamond that increases by 15% a year for $20,000. In 10 years, that $20,000 investment will be worth about $75,000. Do you know of any other investments that will give you that type of return with the safety that you have in the rare colored diamond market? So, again, we're ecstatic about what's going on. Obviously, we have concerns about the world economy and everything moving forward. However, there are certain assets that will do extremely well for you. Number one, capital preservation is extremely important at this time, not losing your money. But there's nothing wrong with capital appreciation if you're smart enough to make the right move and get into the right markets that are going to make you that money. And I think the best investment at this particular time has got to be Argyle Pinks, because they're not going to be around anymore. The Argyle mine is going to close in 6 years. There will not be any more pink diamonds, and the price of these pink diamonds are skyrocketing, and within the next 6 years can increase 10 times what today's prices are. Those are the diamonds you want to look at, the yellow flawlesses. Make sure you go to the auction on Wednesday, because you're going to be able to pick up some diamonds at amazing prices.
Go to hsfineauctions.com and sign up now for the next auction. Wednesday, March 26th, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain. And I think one thing is very important to say right now. Harold put this together for you, our radio listeners. For those that had purchased diamonds in the past, where somewhere down the line when we start selling our diamonds, you would be able to do that. There would be a way for you to take that diamond and sell it if you chose. But you have to understand as well, this is done for the average everyday investor. It's not done for the billionaires. This is something for you. And do not feel intimidated. Do not feel that this is not for you. And Harold, one thing I really want people to understand, this is for everyone. And if you want to just sign up, you go in, you sit back, you're part of the auction, you can sit back and watch. You do not have to bid in the beginning. If you're intimidated by the process, you're not too sure how it works. In fact, I was setting up an account. I consider myself fairly savvy when it comes to the computer and things of that nature. And I was setting up an account here recently, and it was quite an intimidating process. And I sat back and just got comfortable with it. And once I did, then I was able to do some of the things that I wanted to. But that's the same for hsfineauctions.com. Just sit back, get comfortable. This is for you. This is very simple, an easy process. You sign up. And Harold, they will be sent a link. Click on the link. You're part of the auction. And once you get comfortable, then start bidding. And I think you'll be very excited as to the potential of what the investments are. And obviously, somewhere down the line, if you choose to use the service that Harold has developed exclusively for all our radio listeners. And Harold, that's another point. Those people that will be using the system in the future, the auction site, those people will only be ones that have invested with you personally and privately. We won't be doing other diamonds from other people.
No, we don't, because the fact is that diamonds, you have to know that diamond intimately to be able to resell it. And again, even though a diamond like a fancy pink diamond, there's 9 different shades of fancy pink. If you get a light-colored fancy pink, it's nowhere near as valuable as a fancy pink that has deep saturation. So we don't know what people are buying from other dealers, and that's why we really don't entertain diamonds from outside sources. We only deal with our own clients. We built this site as a secondary market for our clients to resell their diamonds. There's no other diamond firm out there. No matter what they tell you, they're not going to be able to resell your diamonds for you. They don't have the wherewithal to do so, and they don't have the auction business. We built this as a promise to our clients to build a secondary market, and we lived up to our promise. As it turns out, it's one of the greatest businesses I've ever seen. The fact is that at the last auction we did, we sold over $600,000 worth of diamonds and gold and silver coins within an hour and a half. Who does that? So we know the system works. We have clients from all over the world that participate. And again, I couldn't be prouder. This, I believe, is our biggest contribution to the diamond business. And again, we want your business. We want our clients to do well with us. We work extremely hard to make sure that we have the diamonds and the avenue to sell them for you, which again, I don't believe any other firm can do for you.
Thank you very much, Harold Siegel, for your knowledge and another outstanding show.
Well, my pleasure, Randy. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend and a very, very profitable day.
Connect with Harold. RareColoredDiamonds.com. RareColoredDiamonds.com, the featured diamond of the week, 1.34 carat radiant cut, fancy intense, yellow internally flawless. And the telephone number, obviously, you can speak personally and privately with Harold at 1-800-432-1022. HS Fine Auctions, next auction Wednesday, March 26th, 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain. Sign up, take a look, and go through that entire catalog. There's something there for you, whether it be a gold or silver coin, the Vatican set, or even one of the outstanding diamonds we have, and they are amazing. The best of the best that we've ever had, like going to a museum. And Worldwide Precious Metals, they're the company Harold recommends you use when it comes to investing in gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Connect with them, wwpmc.com, telephone number 1-866-623-2002. That's it, another edition of the World Financial Report on radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall. We will talk to you next week.